This is Tom Colley for Through the Ropes Boxing. It's an absolute pleasure to be joined with heavyweight, former Olympic bronze medalist, former Commonwealth gold medalist, Big Frazer Clarke. Frazer, how are you?
I'm all good, my friend. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Very good. Thank you for coming on and taking the time to speak to us, Frazer. It's a pleasure to have you on, mate. Dive straight in. Obviously, fight that's been talked about for a long time. Massive fight with yourself, domestic clash, and Fabio Wardley for the British title. It was going to happen, then it wasn't. Now we've got it. How are you feeling, Frazer? You in camp now and ready for that?
Yeah, I've been preparing for this fight for a while, to be honest. So it's not like I've just started camp. I've been preparing, been focused on Fabio Wardley because I knew the fight had come in. Obviously, I'm over the moon to get the fight, and now it's all about going to a dark place and putting in the work, to get the result that I'm dying for.
Yeah. And have you started camp now, Frazer? Are you in the motions or?
I mean, yeah. I mean, we use that term camp very well, but we use it a lot in boxing. But I'm in the gym. I've been in the gym since the week after my last fight. If I'm honest, no, tell a lie. A bit of an operation, so I had to do a lot of rehab. But since that's been better, I've not stopped. So just taking my time. But now we've definitely ramped things up. The last couple of weeks, and obviously now we have 7 weeks going forward until the fight. So yeah, we're in camp. We're in full swing.
You obviously had a tremendous amateur career, Frazer. Like I said at the start, won the Commonwealth gold, been in the Olympics, fought for a long time, one of the country's top amateurs. You turned over pro 2 years ago at 30, now 32. Fair to say probably your biggest fight as a professional so far. Would you say that you're actually in your prime now, Frazer, coming into your prime?
100%. I really do believe that, we're all different as athletes, we're all different as fighters. The thing is with me, I matured late, very late. Even as an amateur, my best as an amateur didn't come until I was 30 odd. Yeah, so and now as a pro, I believe I'm getting better again because heavyweight boxing and other boxing, it's a little bit different. I was always a big guy, but I never felt strong. Now I feel like I'm strong. I've got a better head, and I'm more grounded.
Is this the biggest fight of your career so far? I mean, winning a British title as a professional, how would that stack up against competing in the Olympics, getting the medal, the Commonwealth gold? Would that mean as much to you or more?
It's massive. It's massive. There's no doubt about it. It's massive. I think at one time they was my goals, my biggest goals, so they were huge then. And now my goal is to become British champion as a professional. So they're sort of all falling in line. Sorry, someone's ringing me. It all sort of falls into line. But I'd definitely say that this is the fight of my life. Yeah, I'm really working hard for this fight.
And a lot's been made, Frazer. Obviously, Fabio comes from the white collar background. It's sort of two polar opposites, really. You've got this tremendous amateur pedigree behind you. How much do you think that's going to benefit you going into this fight, or do you think it will give you the upper hand?
I mean, I hope it benefits me, but that's not something I'm banking on. I judge Fabio off what he does now, not where he come from. The same as I judge people in life. It's what I see in front of me, not where they've come from or what they've done in the past. So, like I say, the respect in that way is there. I just judged him on his last fight, and I was very impressed with his last fight, if I'm honest. So, I'm just thinking of a better version, and that even because I take it improved since the last fight. So, I'm expecting the best version of Fabio Wardley.
He obviously looked very good, yeah. Like you say, last time out against David Adelaide, great performance. He's got some serious knockout power. Is that something you've got to be aware of? Is that something you're preparing for in camp?
I think in this division you have to prepare for every fight. They're all dangerous. They're all 15, 16 to 18, 19 stone men with serious power. So I'm wary of what he does. I'm wary of the fact that he knocks people out. Of course I am. And I'm just going to try to avoid getting hit. It's going to happen, but I'm a tough old man myself. It's not like I get hit and swallow it and fall on the floor and all that shit. I made the right stuff.
Yeah. And with yourself and Fabio, we've seen a bit of back and forth, a little bit of needle, but also respect. Is there bad blood there, or is it just you're competing? It's competitive boxing, and shake hands afterwards and go on from there. It's a sport.
you know, anything can happen in the build-up. So I won't speak too much too soon, but you know, in my head, that's the same with every opponent. You know, you whatever bad blood you do have, or whatever problems you do have, you know, there's no better way to settle it than in a boxing ring with, you know, in a fair fight. So anything we do, I would imagine we'll leave it all in the ring. As the kind of person, as the kind of person I am, and the best man will win. And after that, it's done.
And as I mentioned before, Frazer, you've obviously had this tremendous amateur career. You've been in there with some absolutely elite guys at heavyweight and the amateurs in the last couple of fights as well. You've been in there with lots of Dave Allen. Would you say amateur and pro is Fabio? Are you expecting him to be one of your toughest opponents?
I've fought some really good opponents, you know, some really tough guys. We will see. We will see, but I doubt it. You know, it's a different format, but in terms of toughness, of skill and strength, I doubt it. You know, I've been in with some real monsters. You know, Jalelov, Olympic champion, Sergey Kuzman, Joe Joyce, Anthony Joshua, Aliev, the French guy, Tony Yoka. I've been in, and they were all skills, and you know, some of them tough and some of them not so tough, but it'd be completely different if I'm honest. So as a professional, that's what I'm judging off. You know, how much days have been and gone, just like his white collar days have been and gone. So it'd be the toughest fight as a pro, yeah, definitely.
And you mentioned some of the names you've been in there with. I think going into this fight, it's the first time the bookies have got you as the underdog. Does that surprise you, and does that add anything to you? Add any more fuel to the fire?
Nah, not really. It's you know what, I've said this before. The one thing that does fuel me a lot is trying to prove people wrong, because even in the amateurs, you know, I was always a little bit too chubby, I was a little bit too fat, I was a little bit too unfit. He's not going to do this yet at the top level. He's not going to do this, and this. But I have a dying burning desire inside me to prove people wrong. So, you know, I think that will fuel the fire. Definitely, it will definitely add to the fuel that I've already got. So it won't really have an effect.
Now, I know, of course, you're never going to overlook a massive contest like this with Fabio, but if you do come through this fight and are victorious against Fabio, 32, with the pedigree you've got, is it a case of looking to sort of fast track your way to those world titles? Is that the aim?
I mean, you know, I know enough people in boxing to take advice of, so I'll take good advice and I'll go wherever I think, you know, I can capitalise them steps towards the world title. You're absolutely right. You know, it's not all about, like I say, it's not all about, you know, broad strength and being tough. You know, this is broads and brains. You know, there's a lot of brain behind this. So, you know, I'll speak to the right people, and I'm sure my promoter and the people that I trust in boxing, you know, there's a few of them, not too many, but a few, and I'll be on the phone to them afterwards after I've won, and you know, we'll have a little conversation about where things should go next, and I'll listen to them.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then just finally, Frazer, I appreciate your time this evening. Do you have a message for the fans that are tuning in, a message for Fabio, and a prediction for the fight?
No, I think, you know, I said it myself, talk is cheap. And this is not like one of them where I don't want to downplay the fight, or I don't want to not hype the fight, but I'm a grown man, like you said, I'm 32 years old. I haven't got time to be throwing insults at people's family, at people's, you know, anything like that. I'll have a bit of light-hearted banter. All the real talking will be done with the flesh. You know, that's just the way it is. The message for the fans is, I think, in an era where massive fights will be going overseas, you know, it's just the top and bottom of it. I think they need to enjoy domestic fights, you know, whilst they can, because it might not be too long before, you know, myself, Fabio's already been over there, but you know, we might end up on them stages over in Saudi, and then, you know, it's a bit of a shame for some of the fans that don't get to come and see us box. So enjoy the contest. You know, it's two good fighters, two straight talking people. You know, there don't need to be no antics in this one. And come watch me knock out Fabio Wardley.
Frazer Clarke, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for your time and speaking to Through the Ropes, and best of luck for the 31st. I'll be tuning in.
No worries, man. Take care. Thank you.
Bye, Frazer.
All right, mate. Cheers, Bob.
Cheers.
Cheers,